I gave her money.
There you go. All right.
My four speakers here. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? If someone can help me get the attention of our guests in the back there, I want to make sure that everyone is able to hear. And we always want to be respectful of our speakers. At this time, I want to welcome you. My name is Ravonda Dalton-Rand, and I do special events for President Allen and the university. President Allen, I'm turning this baby over to you. Thank you. Good afternoon. I didn't think it would be this hot today, but brought the bees back out. So we have a short program. This is a marvelous day for me. Most people know that Vail Hall has always been my favorite building on campus, so it's all about me. And in fact, when I first got here in 2017, one of the gifts that was given to me was a framed picture of Vail, but in the condition it was when I got here. So I need a framed picture of Vail, now that it's in beautiful condition right now. It's one of my favorite buildings because it always, for me, stood very stately on this campus. In my time here, it housed the president. And if I was ever going to come back to be president, I thought I would be in Vail. And guess what? I will be again. For those of us who were here for quite a while, it was also the office of Mr. Kenny. Bursar, controller, all in charge of money guy. We're glad to see his office gone. So, you know, it has a lot of memories across a lot of decades for a lot of people. It was in use up until the day we shut it down for the restoration, so it's been an important building. But we wanted to make sure that when we restored it with its original beauty and architectural features in mind, and that as we thought about a new addition, we would think about that addition in such a way that it complemented the beauty of the original building. And so John, who's the primary architect, will talk a little bit about the process for doing that. So I won't hold you up early on with the greetings. I want to make sure that other people are here. But just want to say that this is really historic for Lincoln. This is the third of our historic buildings that we've been able to not just restore and ensure its structure so that they can exist for another 100, 150 years, but we have done it in such a way that we've also preserved important legacy and history, and at the same time, purposed it for the things that we need in the 21st century. And so I'm happy that we are doing this today. Before I call my chairperson to the mic, I want to first of all thank all of, are you just here by yourself, John? John Kluber is the architect. We have other Matt's here. Okay. Most of us have only seen each other mostly on Zoom. This was a Zoom project. Um, and so B&M Architects from New York City, you all did a beautiful job. It was a restoration where we took the history of the building into consideration from the very beginning. And so we are very thankful to you for all the time and care that you put in just designing what this building could be, and especially as you looked at the new addition. We also want to ask if there are any architects, other contractors, planners, historic preservation people with us in the audience today. If you are, we want to say thank you for being here. Said man don't live by bread alone. Renovations don't live by architects alone. You need all those other people to actually pour into that. And so we again want to say thank you to the collective people, the groups that made this day possible for us to cut this ribbon and see this beautiful work. I will be followed by Chairperson of the Board, Gerald Bruce, who will give a couple of words, followed by Mr. Wilbur Rassour, who is in charge of our money, and who will also give a couple of words, and then we will turn the mic over to you, John, to talk a little bit about the process. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. You know, as I was standing here, I watched a bee fly by my head, and I thought, remember that debate where Pence had that little bee? If a bee lands on my head, please tell me. I'm excited and very happy today. You know, since I've been board chair over the last 3 years, this is the third opportunity that I've had to cut a ribbon on an old building. And it's exciting for me, having graduated back in 1970. And, you know, I too was on campus when the president was housed here in Vail. It sat right in the middle of campus, and I always felt like that's really where the president should be, right in the middle of campus. And so it's wonderful that Dr. Allen will have that opportunity very shortly. I also want to just say thank you to Dr. Allen. Her vision, back even before I became chair, when she talked about preserving the historic district here at Lincoln, and I didn't even know at that time what the historic district was, but we now know what it is, and it's all of these historic buildings that we have that really represent what Lincoln has been all about for so many years. And as I was walking past and looking at the building on all sides, I couldn't help but think of when I saw the back part of this building and the connector that went between the two. It was almost a metaphor for who we are here at Lincoln. You know, we marry the new with the legacy and the history of Lincoln. It's all tied together. And this is a bridge from our past and with a look towards the future. I was just in a board meeting and I talked about our aspirational goals. And so, you know, while we want to make sure that we preserve our historic district, we want to do it in the context of a vision that we have for Lincoln continuing to be great well into the future. And so I want to thank Dr. Allen for her vision and for her leadership. Let's give her a hand. So Dr. Allen said that you know, we would keep our remarks brief. That's until she turned it over to me. But I will, in keeping with that, that's really all I have to say. I'm just so excited. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees here at Lincoln University, we want to thank you, Dr. Allen. We want to thank the architects. We want to thank the Pennsylvania Department of General Services for all of the work that they've done. And we look forward to continuing to cut these ribbons and to continue to build on the tremendous legacy of Lincoln University. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And welcome to this ribbon cutting ceremony. I just wanted to talk about a few words about planning. Now, this is campus master planning. It's actually exciting that we are seeing some of the fruits of our labor being happening right here. This couldn't be done without the partnership of everybody, collaboration, Department of General Services, our architects, all the other partners here, the construction companies. It is really an exciting time. I want you to enjoy this tour and please help us commemorate this event. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is John Kluver. I'm head architect from Boynton McTavish Architects, located in Philadelphia and New York City, and it's a distinct pleasure for us to be here today. As Dr. Allen said, this started during the pandemic, and to finally see it in person and completed is a fantastic event for us today. I was asked to talk for a couple minutes about the process and the history of this building. That is much more than a couple of minutes. So here is the Reader's Digest version. Vail Hall really is the heart of the historic campus here at Lincoln University. If you think about the buildings that are surrounding us, it's literally at the center. So we have the front facing Old Quad, but we also have the back here, and that was the design's goal, was to bring the front to the back and the back to the front, and marry them together. But as part of the preservation, the goal was for Lincoln to acknowledge where it has come from, since this was built in 1897, and also set the tone for where it wants to go over the next 100+ years. So the architect who designed this is Addison Hutton, who's a Quaker architect from Philadelphia. His firm, Sloan & Hutton, is responsible for some other buildings on this campus as well. Lincoln Hall and Houston Hall were two of them. He also did work at Swarthmore College, Haverford College, and others. So it's a great legacy that you're part of here. The design is a very classical Beaux-Arts. It brings a sense of solidity, great proportion, and a sort of a class, and bringing sort of a degree of aspiration and goal that I think reflected the university's desires at the time and continues to reflect so today. The catalog from the university in 1897 talks about the unity of design, the complexity of details, the graceful proportions, the solidity of construction, and the convenience of arrangement for time and labor. I love that little expression. But it really has a reflection of that, and that was our goal with the new addition as well. It replaced an addition that was built in 1954. When we first started the project, we were asked, is it possible to reuse that edition? And we said no. That was an edition that was built for books, not for people. And I think that was the single best decision that was made at the beginning of the project, was to take that down and move on. So the design concept really was to build on what was here. When you look around, you should look for some of the detailing that picks up what is in the old building reflected in the new. The use of the limestone trim, brick pointing, the way the brick is arranged, the use of the slate, the acroterium, the decorative elements at the top of the roof. All of those things were designed to bring that old into the new together. But very importantly, we also were trying to create a new entrance to both reflect what's happening on the other side of the building here, but to create an accessible entrance that has a sense of dignity to it and a universality. Everyone comes in through the same door now. You come in that entrance there, and no one feels excluded or treated differently. I think I just want to end this by saying that, I'm up here representing the architecture, the design team, and everyone involved. And there are hundreds of people who are involved in all of this, and they all are critical. Starting with, the design concepts that other members of my team came up with, to the consultants that worked with us on laying out the structure and the electrical and all the parts that go into it that make it work and whole and reflect the vision that we have. But even more importantly, the contractors, the craftsmen, who were able to take that vision and the concept and actually make it happen. We can do all the designs we want. If we don't have the right craftsmen on the project, it doesn't matter. I always say architecture is like painting with a 7-foot long paintbrush. You can kind of lay out the general ideas, but if you don't have control over it, you rely on those craftsmen. So a big thank you to them in particular, and to Dr. Allen for the vision with it, and Department of General Services for the funding, because without the voting, nothing happens, right? So thank you all, and enjoy the day.
Thank you. So one thing I forgot to mention is all that dirt there. This is the first building restored on this campus that will be heated and cooled using a geothermal heat pump. And so the well was dug. That well will power the heat and air in Vail, as well as the heat and air in Crescent, as it is also nearing completion of construction. And so that also takes us one step further into the future by really helping us to reduce our carbon footprint, as we also will continue to try to do that more as we do more of the restorations. And so that's the end of the formal program, but if you all have a program, and Ms. Ravonda brings to us this whole, between you and Reverend Faison, we do a lot of litanies, but I think it really helps us to seal in the culture how proud and how happy we are of the progress that we're making. And so we will read this proclamation, and you all are, say you what?
They're the people.
You're the people?
We're the people. That's all right. Yeah.
All right, so the proclamation reads, in this 170th year, we stand below the view of God, angels, and ancestors amid campus and community. Again, we are gazing upon another renovation in this Lincoln Legacy landscape. The Vail Memorial Hall unveiling attests to Lincoln University's 1854 genesis and the prevailing of the nation's first degree grantee historically black college and university in the 21st century.
The golden hours we spent beneath the dear old orange and blue will live forever in memory as guiding stars through life. For thee, our alma mater dear, will rise in our minds.
Vail Memorial Hall was originally built in 1898, funded by Dr. William Henry Vail. First Vail Memorial Hall served from 1898 until 1972 as the university's library. The building was converted into administrative offices to house the offices of the President, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Vice President for Finance.
For we love the lineage of thy sacred soil, every tree on thy campus green, and for thee with our might we will ever toil, that thou mightest be supreme.
So we end with, God in your wise providence, you are glad to bless all human labor, the work of the hands and of our minds. Grant that all who planned and conducted business in this office may, through your guidance and support, come to right decisions and carry them out fairly.
And may it all be done to the glory of God and for the legacy of the Lincoln.
Thank you, Rev. Hallelujah and hail, hail.
Hail, hail,
Thank you. So board members are in here. Can you move to the front of the living? Yes, I need Board of Trustees, Cabinet, and speakers on the front row, please. Board of Trustees, Cabinet, and speakers on the front row. It doesn't matter, I need these two in the middle. Excuse me, let me go on the other side. Which way we cut? I guess we cut this way. No, you cut it that way. And Mr. Can we have Cabinet come on? Board of Trustees, Cabinet, and governmental officials, we'd like you two in the picture. All right, I'm gonna need you closer to the line and closer together. And if you could, we're gonna make a little U. I need some more folk over here. Come a little closer. And Diane, come on. Okay. All right, very good. Do we have any other architects, planners, or governmental agencies back here that can join us? Please do, yes. Yes. Any others? Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. You all can this. And smile pretty, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, just let me get a few pictures before we cut. And everyone stay in place after, because I'm going to step to the back and get a picture, because I can't get everyone side to side, but I want to get fairly close for the actual cut. That's very nice.
I know.
Mr. Cutting.
Oh.
One more picture, hang on. One more.
I'm sorry.
And while the photographer is taking his place, if you are interested in a tour, I'm going to ask you to please come to this side over here. Everyone interested in the tour, Ms. Burris and her students will get organized and break you into groups. So over here, after this last picture, please.
Oh, I'm over here now. The three gentlemen on this side, I need to tighten you up. It's really wide. And yeah. And I think I can still see everyone, except maybe the gentleman with the
Thank
orange hat.
you.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Very nice. Oh, excuse me. Good. And again, your best smiles. Very nice. Great. Wonderful. And give a big hail to Lincoln. Yes.
Hail Lincoln!
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everyone going tour to the left, please. My left, I'm sorry. All right. Over that way.
I know, it's longer than expected.
Now we gotta go inside now. What is saying?
Oh yeah, you got cut me right now.
I know. Let's hope so. All right.
Testing 1, 2, testing.
I think it is. I think that's the second page. We have two on there now. I think that's the second. Yeah, I was excited. I was like, okay. Yeah.